Jake, we're back. Christmas edition Wrestling Rabbit Hole podcast show, whatever the name of it is. One day late. We messed up like yesterday. Life got in the
Well,
way.
we'll see. I still got time to upload it if we run it fast today.
That's true. That's true. I just know. Look, man, we're just not locked in yesterday. It was just one of those days. Um, but we're here nonetheless.
Yeah.
So before we get into it, this is our last show until after the new year. Both
Yes.
of us will be. We're kind of split here. You're gone for a little bit, then I'm gone for a little bit. I'm doing family stuff. And then once the new year gets back, we'll freaking kick it off again. Hopefully with good wrestling to report.
Yeah.
So, um, I'm sure you're looking forward to your time at home.
Yeah. As long as I get to sit around for some of it.
Yeah. Oh, also, most important thing. This isn't even written down. We're not even talking about this because I know that you planned this back home, but you broke and you went early. Back on the caffeine, Jake Hodges.
Oh yeah. I am. I already had some today.
Nice, nice. How was that experience? I have a feeling. Listen, I don't know if you follow the Aaron Rodgers in the dark experience at all, but he pretty much locked himself in a mud hut and did copious amounts of drugs for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Uh, this is how I feel. This is my envision. Like when I think about you getting back on caffeine, I equate this to Aaron Rodgers stepping out of his mud hut and just seeing light again for like the first time after 72 hours of seclusion, drugs, and darkness.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Just like a
It's
giant welcome back to society.
it's pretty good.
So, uh, was it worth the was it worth the giving it up for 30 days or 60 days or however long you gave it up for?
It was like 3 months almost.
Yes, so 90 days. Quick math.
Hmm, I
Would
think
you do would you do it again?
not for that long. I think a couple days and then back on it. Maybe. Get a
So
little
like a
boost.
you're like a weekend drinker.
Yeah. Yeah.
A weekend binger. I only
Yeah.
drink on days N and Y.
Listen, I'm excited to be to drink coffee again at tournaments.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Super funny to me that you gave it up because one of our club dads like just put his foot through your coffee.
yeah, I was talking to the kids and then I was talking to the parents and he stepped backwards and stomped my coffee into the ground. So,
Yeah, accidents happen though, you know.
oh yeah, they definitely do. They definitely do.
But all right, well, um, it is Christmas time. It is the best time of the year for high school wrestlers. They get their +2. Uh, you got any good stories from Christmas break when you were in high school?
Mm, not necessarily on Christmas break. I mean, it's pretty normal. School was out. We practiced. That was it.
Yeah.
It's pretty normal.
So my freshman year, we had this thing that was basically like they called it the Iron Man Club. It's basically like the Guts Club, right? Don't miss a practice, don't miss weight, like no behavior issues. And I made it all 3 years of high school except my freshman year. And during Christmas break, we got like a snowstorm, and this is back like pre cell phones, kind of. So allegedly, my high school coach called the house and left a voicemail, but like we didn't have we didn't have like a voicemail thing, right? Like we didn't have a flashing light that was like you have a voicemail. We had to call our own phone from our phone to like check our voicemail. So I just never checked it. So when he called, I was asleep, and he was like, "Yeah, we got practice at 10." And this was in high school. I mean, I was up till 2 that night because I was like, "We don't have practice tomorrow. It's all canceled." Uh, Slept through it. They they had their practice, and um, come to find out that like we just completely slept through it. But the funny thing was is that we had like a wrestling party, right? A LAN party. We had a Halo party the night before.
Yeah.
Um, and like I left with my buddy real late that night, and nobody could get a hold of me. Nobody could find me. I'm just asleep in my own room. So they all thought I died on the way home or something like that because it was like a real snowstorm.
Yeah.
So I'm over at my house sleeping, and the next thing you know, my coaches show up on the door and they're like, "We're just making sure you're here. Like you never miss practice. You haven't missed practice like ever. Like usually you're whatever." The boys said that you drove home late. Like so, I got kicked out of the Ironman Club, which is whatever. I don't care. But
Yeah.
uh,
So everyone but you showed up, or what?
yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
Everyone made it except me. It's the only practice I ever missed in high school, for any reason at all, and it was because of lack of cell phones. The dude might as well have sent a carrier pigeon with the way our voicemail
Yeah.
system was set up. Like I just wasn't checking it. So yeah, snow got me.
Yeah. Well, this isn't a Christmas thing, but it's a snow thing. One year in Georgia it snowed and it canceled. So it used to go area, sectional, state was like the progression to individual state. So you
Yeah,
wrestled area, then you wrestled sectionals, then you wrestled state. In sectionals, the middle one got snowed out, and so instead of like redoing everything, they just added they made state a 32-man bracket, and instead of being double elimination the first round, if you lost first round, you were done.
yeah.
So I I was super nervous, but I
You
ended
lost
up
first
tech.
round.
No, I tech the kid,
Oh, okay,
but I
okay.
was still like, I hope I don't get pinned. I hope I don't get
Dude,
pinned.
30. What's 32 times 6? That's the biggest state tournament ever.
Yeah, but there was no 32-man backside. You know what I mean? Like there was no.
Yeah, but sheer participants
Yeah, yeah,
has to go down as the actual biggest high school state tournament that's ever taken place in the United States. Because this was back when you guys only had 6 classes instead of 7, right?
no. What we skipped 6 altogether. It was 5 and then 7. I don't remember which year this was.
So you just added 2 classes?
Football, baby.
Yeah, but football is whatever. We have 6 football classes here and 3 wrestling. Like it's not that hard. You
Yeah,
you
but you
could
guys have
figure it out.
8-man football here. That's you can't.
Yeah,
Georgia
but
had 7 classes of real football.
we have 8 man, and then here's where it gets funny: single A, and then 1A.
I'm not talking about this. That's stupid. That's
There's
stupid.
8 man, A, and then 1A.
So dumb. Move on.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, you know, the only the only question I think that is even worth asking you at this point is Thanksgiving sausage. What is your favorite Christmas meal?
Dude, it's the same food for both holidays.
Not in my house.
You tell me you don't get deviled eggs?
Well, we do deviled eggs. We do
Well,
we
there you
do
go.
some similar. We do some similar things, but our main course is very different.
You don't. I mean, what's different?
So typically for Thanksgiving, we do like a bird. We do some kind of bird. We do duck or pheasant or turkey. Like that is on par. There's always going to be ham and there's always going to be uh, bird. But for Christmas, we're very high class. We're very very high class over here. We usually do some kind of fish and
Spam.
some kind
Oh,
of and some kind of beef. So some years
yeah.
it's steak, some years it's roast beef, some years it's what's the prime thing?
Prime
The
rib.
Yeah, prime rib. Sometimes it's salmon. Um,
Yeah, we
it all
do
just depends.
some kind of meat as well. I don't know if it's prime rib or brisket,
Yeah, brisket would be good.
but it doesn't matter if there's not sausage.
Yeah, I can't. Christmas sausage, is just not a thing. We haven't had that, but
Mm.
um, you know, you've got your own family now. You're starting traditions, and it sounds like a lot of your tradition is built around sausage.
Yep. Sa- sausage and balls, Oreo balls.
Oreo balls, actually
Yep.
legit. Oreo
Yep.
balls are top. They are an S tier. They are an S tier holiday treat.
Yes.
So
That's all you need really for Christmas.
Oreo balls
And sausage.
and sausage. Okay,
Yeah. What else? I mean, you don't need anything else.
that's fair. Eggnog. Do you like eggnog?
That shit's gross.
I agree. I
It's
agree.
disgusting.
I agree. Eggnog is actually terrible. I am convinced that people drink eggnog because they like the idea of drinking eggnog. They don't actually like eggnog.
Yeah. They're like, look at me. Look how Christmas I'm being.
Yes, yes. Oh my God, an eggnog by the fireplace. I am so Christmassy. It's like, shut up.
There's some words
Shut
I'd
up.
like to use that would get me canceled.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, I don't think we're in a position to be canceled because we're not relevant at all.
there's one guy that likes us.
Oh yeah,
There's one guy that leaves comments on these.
that's true. Shout out that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Also the other guy who roasted me for just assuming Anthony Knox wasn't being a scumbag.
Um, yeah. Studio.
This is not good. This is not good content.
No. No.
Um, but yeah, okay, let's try this. I've seen these on the internet. They're sometimes pretty fun. Okay, so we're gonna do a Christmas draft. We're gonna do a Christmas draft. We each get a pick between 4 and 5, but we'll alternate. Top gifts to receive as a wrestler on Christmas. Okay, and it can be anything. It can be anything. Okay, so do you want the first pick or the second pick?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to come up with five. So,
Well, it's gonna be 10. It's gonna be 10 because we're gonna steal from each other. So it's one of those things where like we're each gonna come up with 5.
that's what I'm
So you
saying.
have your 5 and I have my 5. So in total, it's 10.
That is how numbers work. You start.
Correct. Quick math. Okay, first pick of the Christmas draft for wrestlers, 2 pound allowance. Everybody takes it. There's no denying that getting weight after Christmas break at any age level is something you would not just fully appreciate. If you took that away, people would be the most mad. So my first number one draft pick of Christmas gift for wrestlers 2025, 2 pound allowance.
All right.
Yeah, I mean
Interesting.
it's the best draft pick.
Mine's not going to be in order. So,
Yours
my
have to be
first,
in order.
I
It's
can
the
only come
draft.
up, I can only come up with one right now. There's not a list to pick from, so it's not a draft.
It is a draft. It's your draft. All right, fine, go
Uh,
with the second overall pick of the draft.
mine is in line with yours. A real, actual, certified, good scale.
Correct. I mean, it's the logical number 2. It is the logical number 2. Like it
Like
makes the most sense. If you could
I
get
rem-
your kid on a good scale that is accurately calibrated and they can check their weight in the morning, check their weight before bed, life is way better.
yeah, it was one of the. I mean, I used it. I mean, you just use it so much if you're actually like trying to do a good job.
Yes. 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 I agree. All right. Uh listen for the number 2 draft. Well, I guess it's technically 3, but my second. I am going to go with the most versatile piece of training equipment for wrestlers, and it's a jump rope.
Interesting.
I think if you are a high school athlete or below and you don't have a jump rope at home, you're just not trying. It's like the it's the most affordable and most versatile piece of equipment you can use. You have room to jump rope in your house. Don't tell me you don't. You've got the
Yeah,
most room to jump rope.
yeah. Would you still have a jump rope if you had a full like treadmill, bike,
Yes,
elliptical setup.
yes,
All right.
yes. I'm biased here though. I I did 1,000 jump ropes like every night, all 4 years through high school. It was
Yeah.
like a mandatory thing. But I also had a bike and I had a wrestling room in my basement and I had a pull up bar. Like I had the whole 9 yards. And I thought the jump rope you can just always be with. You can always be with. It is the easiest thing to pack in your bag. It I mean it's good for your footwork, it's good for your conditioning. Um it's actually good for your forearms, it's good for your shoulder endurance. Like I think it's an S tier piece of wrestling equipment. You can double under, you can 1 foot skip, you can go fast, you can go slow. It it actually requires some level of focus while you work. Uh the jump rope is elite. And the YouTube videos of the Chinese kids, like doing you see that one kid got like the most insane number of skips in like 30 seconds. It was insane. He basically alternate foot fired and freaking just spun that rope around like he was an insane man.
I've not seen that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they do crazy stuff over there.
Yeah,
So,
billion people though, you know.
yeah.
So all right,
Um,
plus
mm.
two certified scale, jump rope.
Mine may or may not be controversial. A
Yeah.
brand new sauna suit.
Okay.
I used to tear mine all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the rudest one you got.
If they had those back then, that's what I would have wanted to get because that thing is
Y-
nice and I think it's washable and it works and it doesn't seem like it's gonna tear.
Yeah, so you're talking about like a nice reusable suit that encourages sweating.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right. Number three. This one's kind of sus, but I'm gonna put it out there. So it could be to any of them, but some kind of membership to a streaming wrestling platform. So whether that's Flow membership, or I wish we could get a UWW membership, or if you want to go the Rockfin route, you can go the Rockfin route, even
No,
though
nobody wants that.
no, but
That would be the worst one to get as a Christmas gift.
that's true. That's true. It's like lump of coal, Rockfin membership. But the ability to consume content, it costs money, so
You
it's
know
a
what?
$150 value. So
Yeah, I mean you could do Big Ten Plus, you could do
yeah,
ESPN Plus, you could do YouTube Premium. Dude, if someone
yeah,
paid for my YouTube Premium, and for the rest of my life, it'd be the greatest.
UFC Fight Pass. You could do the UFC Fight Pass.
And that's an easy one, $3 a
Um,
month.
yeah, yeah. So some kind of streaming platform.
Hmm. I'm gonna go with. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna separate these because I might not be able to come up with enough.
Okay,
So,
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
uh, just like a good, thick pair of sweats, sweatpants.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
For a workout or for cat or for leisure.
So you need some to work out in, and you
Yeah.
need some for the tournaments.
Okay. Okay. So you're talking like, hey, it's weight cut day. I gotta put something on that's warm and comfy. I need
Yeah.
these sweatpants. So
Like,
you're advocating for pajama pants. Nice.
no, I am not at all. The
That's not what
ideal,
I
the
said.
ideal sweatpants, they don't make anymore. I think those reverse
No,
weave champion, no pockets.
yeah,
Uh,
the
uh,
triple ply is gone.
yeah, ankle, the band around the ankle, they're not open at the
Mhm.
bottom. Breaks me. Um, I
Yeah,
don't even. But kids these days don't even want them. They wear the capri sweatpants.
that's true. That's
So,
true.
which I don't know how I feel about those, but that's all right. They wear capri sweatpants and collared shirts at tournaments.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. So it's easy to get over your wrestling shoe. I'll give him that.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
There was nothing. I mean, you just look like the most pathetic human when you're struggling to get your sweatpants off
Yeah,
before you stand up in a spandex outfit to go wrestle.
especially if you like are late to the mat and you're like weren't prepared, and
Yeah,
you're supposed to be wrestling, and you have to sit there on the side of the mat trying to get your sweatpants off.
that's true. That's true. That's true. Okay, number four. This is a good one. I like this one. Um, so headphones, but not any headphones. The either over the ear, so like the Beats are like kind of like what I'm wearing, or those JBL clips. There is nothing worse than getting like AirPods when you have cauliflower ear because
Yeah.
they don't stay in and they hurt and it's just a constant struggle. So either over the ears or the JBL clips. I personally am leaning toward the JBL clips because over the ear, like man, I'm just like the things bounce around while you're working out.
Yeah. Well, and if you're
You can't jump rope in Beats
no, and if you're
like
like at
what?
a tournament trying to take a nap, like they're in the way all the time.
Correct, correct. Yes, that is correct. So, a good functional pair of headphones for the athlete in your life with deformed ears.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna say like an actual good water bottle,
Mm,
because I mean, if you get a good one, it's the only one you need, and you take it everywhere that you travel. Because I remember in high school, I went through like 80 different, just like I would just keep a water like a plastic water bottle that I bought from the gas station for like weeks, and then just get a different one later.
yeah,
But if I had, where's my guy at? If I had this thing, that's all I would have ever needed.
yeah. I would also in the same breath ban the use of straws on those things, but that's just me personally.
Fair enough.
So, okay. Listen, here's the fifth one, and I think this dates back to like me being a little kid and going all the way through. Um, I am still anti-phone at tournaments. However, I think the constant scrolling, doom scrolling, doom scrolling, doom scrolling is just bad at tournaments. However,
It's bad everywhere.
if you yeah, but uh a good little handheld game device is like a must have at a tournament. It's a must have on road trips. It's a must have in the hotel room. Like a good little micro distraction that you can actually focus on for more than 10 seconds, I think is like just good quality uh wrestling distraction.
Yeah.
So whether it's like an old Game Boy or I know they've got some of those things now that like the backbone it hooks to your phone, but I don't love that
Yeah.
because
As soon as a text message pops up or an Instagram notification, you're off the game.
yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
like
Nintendo
listen, man.
Switch.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch. I have a Nintendo Switch. It was great. It was great. I played Smash Bros on like all uh road trips,
What?
just on the bus.
When?
I was already out of college, but like when I traveled with like you and I to like Big 12s on that
Oh,
overnight bus and stuff like that, I would sit there and do the old Smash Bros.
a Switch has been out that long?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Here you
All
go,
right.
dog. Here you go. I got it right here.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Hmm. What are we on? Number five.
That was my fifth one. Yep. Yep.
Dude, I don't. I mean, I don't. At
Yeah, I
this
can
point
tell
in the
you were
season, at this point in the season, you need some. You need some good socks.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I agree, but you're the fucking worst.
Listen, no, especially now, like that's one of the key components to the eyeball test at tournaments.
So some ankle socks.
Exactly my point. You know exactly what I'm saying.
Some good ankle socks. Okay, so I've got +2, a jump rope. Um, what was my third one? I don't even remember. Oh, a flow membership. Um, I've got
Game.
the GameCube or whatever, and then I don't remember what my other one was. I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, I don't remember. But you had a water bottle and socks
And sweats.
and sweats and a
And a
scale
scale. And a sauna suit.
and a sauna suit. Okay, so if you want a practical gift that you will definitely use, uh, call Jake. Jake will give you exactly what you need.
If you want to be a kid who enjoys things, call Cruz.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of like practical gifts, I shit you not, my sister got speakers for her car from one of her boyfriends one Christmas, and it is the funniest gift given of all time.
Like they had to be installed?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Did it have like a sub in the back?
No, no,
Oh,
just she had this tiny little red car she called the Red Rocket. It was like a little Saturn because every girl drives a small Saturn at some point in their life.
my
And
sister had a Saturn.
yeah, she blew the speakers out because she was being a hood rat. And her boyfriend of like 4 years was like, you know what you need? You need new car speakers. And I was like, that's you put a lot of heart and soul into that gift right there. That one comes from the heart. Way to go, full. It's what you need, not what you want. For something she doesn't actually need. Who cares?
Yeah, because those are going with the car
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
when the
yeah.
car goes.
Which she drove until the wheels fell off.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, if you're looking for Christmas ideas and you like your kid, visit my list. If you're looking for Christmas ideas and you don't know your child, visit Jake's list. You'll get him
Well,
socks
here's
that
the
he'll
thing.
wear.
If you're me, that's, I mean, and you know me, that's what I would get.
That's true. That's true.
So,
That's true. How do you show your love to Jake? You get him a nice pair of sweatpants and socks.
yeah, you get him shit that he'll use practically.
Yeah, yeah. I swear this
Uh,
guy's not a robot. This guy's not a robot, I swear.
yeah, well, I, I'm I'm disguised as one.
He's
Or
waiting for Chat GPT to upgrade to human form.
all right, let's move on.
Yeah. All right, college wrestling recap. Let's talk about it. Penn State did Penn State things. Boy, did they ever.
Dude,
Uh,
I don't. This is more your territory, but I'm gonna take it over, and I
Take it.
and I don't mean to
Disrespect?
disrespect, but Wyoming, you got to do better, effort wise. Effort was look. I know Penn State's good, and the results may have been the same, but to watch what looked like guys go out there and
57
after
fought.
what?
157 fought back.
Yeah, but as I mean, you just I'm not going to point to that duel as an example for like our kids who are struggling or like have a tough opponent. Like look, Wyoming wrestled the best team in the country with the best guys on it, and they fought anyway, and they did not.
Yeah, yeah. If you're
Yeah.
gonna do that, you go to Army versus Iowa.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, America's team is actually trying to become America's team with how they compete. Uh, yeah, the Cowboys not having Jor Volk started off for them is probably a little upsetting for them. That would have been a good match to see Volk and Lillidahl,
Yeah.
but outside of 157, I mean, I kind of have to agree. They just effort wise, it felt a little unacceptable for college athletes to go out there and compete like that. I do think uh, their 141 would have competed the whole time. Brooks,
Yeah.
I think his name is Cole Brooks, but he got whipped over in 26 seconds.
Yeah. Feels feels bad.
So I think one of the guys that you would that I at least based on the other matches he's wrestled would have expected to wrestle the whole time. Uh, didn't get a chance. I mean that whip over was so tight.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean I agree. That was we watched it on the way back. Oh no, that was the Lehigh duel. Never mind. But yeah, they I know it's a massive mountain. It is a massive mountain to try to
Yeah.
scale. Um,
And it was
but
also at Penn State, correct?
yeah, and it got moved to the Bryce Jordan Arena.
Yeah. Which probably felt tighter. Is it smaller? I have no idea.
No, that was bigger. That was
Oh, that one's
bigger.
bigger. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It was supposed to be in their other arena,
The normal
and
one.
then they moved it. Yeah, they moved it to the Bryce Jordan. Ken Kraft was in attendance, like the owner of Kraft Foods,
Yeah.
like the billionaire guy was in attendance. So that's kind of cool. Anytime billionaires put eyes on wrestling, I support that. Um, but man, I agree. From a
Yeah.
behavior standpoint, that was a lot of travel to just kind of take a massive backseat in terms of output.
Yeah. Well, what it does, so when stuff like that happens, you can kind of see what Penn State is doing as a team, like in the
Yeah.
room, because they get the opportunity to do things that maybe they're just like learning or like starting to work on as a group. Because there was a lot of back points and like pin positions that looked the same from multiple guys. A lot of top stuff that looked the same from multiple guys. A lot of like neutral stuff that looked the same from multiple guys. You can just tell that they're allowed to do what they want, but also are kind of required to know specific things.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a really good mix of individual and um, team requirements isn't the right word. What am I thinking of?
Expectations or
Yeah, well, whatever skills that everyone is going to spend time in their room.
well, it's their baseline, their
Yeah,
baseline skill.
yeah, and dude, if you they could then their top is so good. They
Yep.
are good on top. They commit to riding. They mat return. They break down quad pod. I mean, they transition so well. And if they get ahead of you on top, you're not getting out unless they want you to. Like if you go to your belly, you're on the mat or on your back until they decide otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it this is something that we've talked about for a long time, though. It doesn't make any sense to not try to be good on top. Right? You have offensive positions and you have defensive positions, and most points are yielded from an offensive, like you can get a 3 point takedown, and I know you can get one defensively as well, but if you can turn, all of your takedowns are worth 7 points.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. I actually talked to one of our wrestlers about this the other morning. It's like, hey, but if we're gonna spend time on top, you need to try these things.
Yeah.
Like because right now you're cutting everybody, which is great and fine. You're scoring a lot of points, but your takedown becomes basically worth 2 points after the first one because you have to give up one every time.
Yeah.
So when you're up, I mean, you get a 6-2 lead, But if you get a turn, you're 2, 3, or 4 points without giving up any points. So your minimum amount of back points becomes the same as a takedown escape total.
Yeah, and I think this is something like strategically to think about as well. So if you're up 2 takedowns to none, but I have 2 escapes, so it's 6-2 going into the third period, and it's my choice, I should auto go down because it's now 6-3, and I'm 1 takedown away from this being tied 6-6. So there's like I understand the rules have gone the way they have gone, but if you're thinking about how matches are going, being down 6-3, you still got to get a takedown.
Yeah.
Like it's not an insurmountable amount of points. You're talking
No.
about 1 takedown, right? And then if you're any good on top, you got a choice to make in the third. Then if it's 6-6, do you cut them right away, or do you like do your top stuff and try to freaking win from the top?
Yeah.
But I am I'm super pro go score a lot of points, but as far as I'm concerned, the path to a lot of points is top.
Yeah. 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 Especially so like, and this was the other thing I was talking about, like especially like early in the season, and if you're a really good wrestler, and you're wrestling kids that aren't nearly as good as you are, take take the competition reps to try stuff you've trying to improve at.
Yeah,
Like you can, it is what it is, but you can basically use that as a gauge to see what level you're able to execute these new things at.
yeah.
So
No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's worth talking about right now because we've seen we've seen a lot of this stuff, right? So having standards that you expect from your wrestlers is hyper necessary. Um, and allowing wrestlers to do some of the things that they want to do is also hyper necessary. So I know that like something that we talk about is you have to earn the right to break the rules, right? And it feels like definitely not that language, but it definitely feels like that's something that they kind of have incorporated at Penn State, where it's like, hey, if you're going to put the time into doing something that maybe we don't do, we will allow you to do it. But if you're not going to put the time into it, you don't just get to do whatever you want to do. That's not how this works. Like
yeah,
we're giving you a recipe for success.
yeah,
Here is a
standards.
recipe. Yeah, here's a very clear recipe for success, right? So like in my opinion, one of the things that I noticed from Penn State guys, especially young Penn State guys, is they actually don't shoot a lot. They're very like, hey, head position, down block counterattack, head position, down block counterattack. They just aren't hyper aggressive because young guys tend to probably be a little too reckless. So like, okay, hey man, let's just relax. We're gonna hand fight. We're gonna stay in good position. We're gonna snap a lot. If you find an attack, you see this with Braden Davis last year. I saw it with Lilladol his first match this year. When are they attacking? Late in periods. Late in periods where it's like we've controlled pace, we've kind of set things up. Maybe the Sidikov approach, where I put my hand inside and I snap, and I put my hand inside and I snap, and I'm creating predictable reactions, and they're being very intentional about when they attack. Um, and it's like, hey man, if you're gonna break these rules, we better see you break these rules in practice all the time. We better see you break these rules in competition all the time, and it had better be something that you're like just really spending a lot of time developing.
Yeah,
Um,
and
and
I
that
mean,
feels very appropriate, and it's definitely free from how you feel. Well, I feel like I like this. Don't care.
yeah, yeah,
Just don't care. Just don't
yeah,
care, right? Like,
yeah.
and Kale and Cody and um, uh,
Cunningham.
Cunningham and now Nick Lee, they've got. They've got just. You're going to argue with me?
Yeah, Yeah,
Okay, I guess. But
yeah,
it's very obvious. It's very obvious that individuality definitely exists there. I mean, Carter Staraki's there. You
yeah.
can, you know,
But yeah,
yeah, but I'm saying like for years they were basically like social media blackout, and now this
oh,
guy's like, I'm on social media, guys. Like this is what's happening.
yeah,
I got my nice leather jacket. We're fucking doing this.
yeah,
Um, but they definitely have they definitely have standards
yeah.
that all of them
Standards was the word I was looking for earlier.
yeah, they definitely have standards that they
Yeah,
are all expected to at least know.
yeah. Speaking of a specific standard that I feel like I'm noticing is when they counterattack, it's almost always to their right side, like the
Yeah.
opponent's left side. It's almost always that direction. Is it,
Yep.
I could be incorrect, but that's what it feels like I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, for sure. That dates back to Ruth and Taylor.
yeah, it's just interesting because and I feel like when I see them create the snap as opposed to counter an attack, they almost go to the other side. It's really I don't know. It just seems strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
either way,
Yeah.
um, I wonder
The
if
freaking demons, man.
yeah, I wonder if we're gonna start to see some of those same things standards apply to OSU.
I think we kind of are.
Yeah,
I think we kind of are. I mean,
yeah,
look, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to two things. Are you able to recruit? Because if you're recruiting the best kids, you're ahead of the game, right? Like the better kids you get in, the higher your starting point is, the less the less development you have to do entirely, right? Like we know this is true. Don't we know this is true, right? But then the second thing is is your culture in a place to promote the correct behaviors to allow them to then be successful, right? So are you able to recruit, and then do you have a culture that basically promotes uh, the best guys being in an environment where they can get better? Um, and I think that's where it's like one of the advantages for Iowa and Penn State and Oklahoma State and programs like that is they're like, hey, we're trying to win as a team. So the team needs you guys to be these type of people. That way our team can do well. And I know that this is a uh, individual sport, but I just don't agree with that anymore. I just don't agree with that. I think that you have to look at it from a team perspective because that's the only way you can get multiple people to be good. It's the only way. So I don't know. I think that those places are afforded the luxury of being like, hey man, you're not meeting team requirements. Guess what? We've got you were the number one recruit in the country. Guess what? We've got the number five recruit in the country chomping at the bit here, just waiting for you to mess this up.
yeah,
So we'll see if the roster caps start to change that at all. But I think if you're in a culture who's like really trying to win as a team, you'll do better as a program. I really think that is true. I really think that is true.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know. I guess looking ahead for college wrestling, I'm super excited that probably come January, middle of January, all lineups are pretty much set. Like this is what we're gonna get. Barring injury, these are the teams that we're getting. And when that starts to standardize and stabilize, uh, I get way more excited about trying to predict and project like where teams are going to be.
yeah.
So hopefully, uh, hopefully Soldier Salute and Midlands and Scuffle are like you should see most lineups set immediately after those tournaments. Like I remember a couple years ago, Anthony Kassar and God, who was the other guy?
Penn State
He was
heavyweight.
97, 97. They both were at 97 this year because Jacob pinned Kassar and then he lost to
Oh, Shakur Rashid.
Shakur. Yeah, yeah. Those two were both in the lineup at 97, and after Scuffle, that kind of settled it. I know Iowa has used Scuffle to set their lineup at weights, or not
Yeah.
Scuffle,
Wait,
Midlands.
Jacob pinned Kassar,
Yeah,
and
or
then
he pinned Rashid and then got.
no, he got pinned by
Oh, he
Rashid.
yeah, yeah, he pinned Kassar and then got pinned by Rashid.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, don't
and
get
then
cradled this match, buddy. Okay, goes out there, gets
yeah,
cradled.
yeah, he looked right into it. But that was like teams use these events as their last like lineup setters. Let me ask you, do you like that or do you like traditional wrestle-offs?
Um, I think it makes more sense to do it tournament wise because that's actual competition. You're trying to find the person that will do the best in a actual competition environment, and sometimes that's not the guy who will. One guy might be better than a specific guy on your team,
Yes.
but may not perform as well at competitions.
Yeah, I agree.
I
And
think that's
also it feels different to me having a plan to beat somebody you can practice with often and being able to navigate being a competitive college wrestler.
yeah. But
So
I mean, I think traditional wrestle off should be secondary too. You would just do them if you need to. Otherwise, it's
yes, I
tournament
agree.
based.
I agree. I agree. Um,
And
I
you're
completely.
you're very much for the if all things equal, uh, give the guy who's like the highest ranked basically the spot.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He has to come take it from the champ basically.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. As a general rule of thumb, yes, I will have. So here's where it gets really tricky because protecting your investment is a part of this as well. Okay, so if I've got a senior and a redshirt freshman, like a second year freshman, right, and they're pretty much just even, dead nuts even. A large part of me wants to wrestle the freshman. A very large part of me wants to wrestle the freshman because
Ooh.
if they're even, time in the lineup is the most valuable thing moving forward. And that guy has then four opportunities to kind of like and we're assuming that these guys are like fringe national qualifiers.
So your example is early in the season.
No, I'm talking like Christmas break time, right? Like I'm saying that like when you go to decide the lineup, if all things are even, one guy's got 1 year left, one guy basically has 3.5 years left. So one guy's got half a year left, some guy's got 3.5 years left. I am super inclined to go youth. I am super inclined to go youth.
I don't.
Mainly because the transfer portal exists now, and the senior can't do anything except be upset. The younger guy can be like, "Hey, I don't feel like you guys handled that well. I'm out of here."
So you're protecting like a future investment basically.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's one of those. And again, if you have a guy who is returning All American, and then this guy's just as good as him, I'm going with the returning All American every time. But that's almost never the case.
No.
That's
Well,
almost
the
never
idea
the
that
case.
things are dead even is just non-existent. And even if it is, that's I mean that's when you would do the wrestle off.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm saying if you're not gonna do a straight up heads up wrestle off and
Hmm.
like so like these guys go to a tournament this weekend, one guy finishes fourth, the other guy finishes fifth, they lost to the same two guys, right? But getting fourth there and getting fifth there, there's no difference. It's the exact same thing. Or one guy gets second, one guy gets third. They lose to the same one guy. We'll use that as the example. They lose to the same one guy. You didn't figure anything out. You figured nothing out,
No.
right? Um, so then my thing is like, okay, if these are two guys who are like fringe NCAA qualifiers, my brain is like, go with the young guy. My heart, you got to wrestle the old guy, right? But uh, if it's a returning like NCAA blood round qualifier or place winner type of guy, he's got it. He's got it, man. He proved that he's good enough to do this. He's continued to keep it like this is how it goes. You know, like we'll make sure you're taken care of. We'll figure this thing out, and then you'll continue to go. So, um, what have you done, and what could you do are like two factors. Well, if you haven't really proven that this is something you're capable of doing, I'm gonna go with the younger guy because that experience is invaluable. It is
Yeah.
invaluable, and I don't want there to be a setback for that guy that he can't understand.
Yeah. Interesting.
So yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. Good thing we don't really have to think about it.
No, I don't. But like I said, it would be a super hard conversation to have.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's something that rarely happens. It's something that very rarely happens. And if I'm really, really excited about the young kid, I'm probably gonna lean that way.
Hmm. All right.
Almost every time. For fear of them leaving. But
Interesting.
I know the no actual wrestle off thing has been a shock to a lot of people when they transition into college. What do
Yeah.
you because
Well,
like
I think they do want like a lot of teams do one at the very beginning of the year just to set initial tournament lineup or whatever, and then afterwards it's like okay who's doing better at the opens or the whatever tournament they go to.
yeah, opens are kind of going away too though.
Like yeah, you're talking about well in yeah
But
yeah. All right.
I
Well,
like I do like the five spots for freshmen. That has
it's
been sick.
it's really nice. It's actually I mean it helps everything. It
Yeah.
doesn't
No.
hurt anything.
Nope. Nope. Aiden Sinclair's one of those guys.
Yeah.
You know, he
Well,
he's filled in for you know,
I
the one
I,
guy.
I want to say Elam. Is Elam right?
Elam.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. The little Elam boy is back for his senior year.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
but
Well, we're about 50-ish minutes in. What do you want to cover next?
all right. Well, let's just do this. It's our last episode until 2025. Um, hopefully the drones don't take us before then. Uh, so I guess just give me one 2025 prediction for the sport of wrestling, and then give me one 2025 wish for it can either be wrestling related or it can be like club related. It can be um personal related. It can be anything, right? Like maybe you want to get married. I don't know. We'll get your
Um,
mom on here. That's her wish. Baby
okay.
Hodges.
Uh, Prediction for wrestling.
Yeah, what's gonna happen in 2025?
Just anything about wrestling?
Sure.
Um, hmm. I
Something you would
think
like to see in 2025.
I would like to see Sidakov wrestle at the World Championships again.
Is that your wish or is that your prediction?
I think he will. That's my prediction.
Oh, your prediction is Sidikov's back?
Yeah. I mean, he's been wrestling other stuff.
True. Okay,
So
my 2025 prediction. You heard it here first,
no boy.
folks. Kirk Vliet, 2025 NCAA heavyweight champion.
Okay. Nice.
It's happening.
All right. Mm-hmm.
It's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I think it
Mm-hmm.
happens. I think Big Kirk gets the job done.
Mm. My 2025 wrestling wish is that every every streaming wrestling streaming platform, all of them, get moved to one hub and you can find easily searchable matches on there.
I think it didn't not Flow Wrestling, but Martin Florini. I don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah.
Didn't he just put something out about how there's an app coming out that will have uh live results with link to stream
For every match that's ever going on.
for college wrestling only?
Okay, so that's not what I'm talking about. But that's
Okay, so
interesting. So
yeah,
so
I
this is this
thought
is this is my perspective. I'll see something like a clip of some foreign guys wrestling on Instagram or whatever, and I go and try and find the match, and it's like just some random weird event in Germany or uh, some random
ah
weird event in Russia or some random weird event somewhere, um, or I have to figure out which U.S. streaming service it's on, and hopefully have an account for. You know what I mean? Or
yeah,
you could
that's true. I
even just a place with like what you're talking about with every college like link like to stream or whatever. Every wrestling related match video stream link across the world in one place where the website wouldn't necessarily have the videos on them, but it would have every link. Are you looking for the other thing?
yeah, I found it. I found it. I'm sending it to you via text message right now. It's like a 3-minute video though, so um you'll have to look at it and we can report back on that later. Okay,
Yeah, interesting.
here's my wish. I am I am I would like USA Wrestling to get more involved in overseas youth tournaments.
That's a good
That
wish.
would be my wish. That would be my wish. And I will head this up. Listen, I will head this up. I will be in charge of this. This is something
Buddy,
that I would do. What?
we got too
What?
much.
Uh, yeah, but this is something that like if USA Wrestling wants to hire me to do this, then like congratulations, Jake. You are now majority owner of IAWC. Um,
Okay.
but what I would like to do here is basically have a way for youth kids to get to foreign tournaments under the USA banner without really having to go through like this gigantic qualification process. Uh, they exist. Tournaments over there exist all the time, right? So like, um, if there was a way to set up like a network where like, hey, coaches, you know, even if it was one of those things where like, okay, hey, we're gonna do 10 of these a year, it's completely self-funded. You guys don't get money from USA Wrestling. I totally get that, right? But basically, coaches apply to be a part of this thing, and if you get selected as the coach, you can take a team. So like, hey, yeah, man, you guys applied for this. Here's the location. If you guys want this, say yes or no. Coach says yes, we're doing it. Okay, fine. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna send USA Wrestling $1,500 to hold this spot right now. We'll give you the 1,500 back if you take if you take a team. If you end up bailing and not taking a team, we're holding your 1,500. That is ours. It is a donation to USA Wrestling, right? Bada bing, bada boom. You're gonna get help from their travel agents to like help make this possible. But you submit your roster, you guys completely fund it. You may have like an advisor. So like maybe that would be me or whoever, right? They would have an advisor where they're like, hey, here's what you need to know, here's what you need to bring, here's what you need to take. Um, if I can't imagine it being hard to find people inside of USA Wrestling who would like to go on some of these trips as like just oversight. You know what I mean? Like, here's what it's going to cost for an official to go because you have to take an official with you to these events, yada, yada, yada. But I would like to see us as an organization really branch out into getting these opportunities available. And we're not talking about going to like the world championships. Like, that's something you have to qualify for. That's coveted. I get that. That's awesome. But like,
The senior level
hey,
equivalent would be like a ranking series, but not a ranking series. It would just be like a Euregan or like a but for youth.
yeah, like just a U17 tournament.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm not talking about taking 10-year-olds over here, but high schoolers, AAU is starting to do this. They're doing it through the International Sports Federation, the ISF. So AAU is already doing this, and they are taking teams, and that's a bad look for USA Wrestling. You cannot have one of your direct competitors doing something that is desired in your sport, and you're not offering it. So uh, another good guy to consider being like in charge of this would probably be Medlin. Right? But my big gigantic wish would be that USA Wrestling found a way to get into this world of giving our kids access to go to U20 and 17U and 15U events overseas. Because like now we're talking about being able to provide sick opportunities.
Yeah. Ty Martin needs to go. This needs to happen. Ty
Absolutely.
Martin needs to go.
Yes. Big shout out Time Art. We almost
Yeah,
forgot.
yeah.
Uh, but yes, this would be my 2025 wish is that USA Wrestling finds a way to adopt this model. And I know why they're scared of it. There's been, I mean, the past 3 or 4 years, there's been tremendous accusations levied against people who are doing things like this.
Oh. Huh. All right.
But the opportunity would still be sick. So that's my 2025 wish.
Nice.
Call
That's
me.
a good one. That's a good one.
I'm going to ask for money, but I'm also going to ask to be the coach who does the first trip. So, and probably the next 10. Oh. Yeah, that would be my 2025 wrestling wish.
All right. Yeah, I think it's a good one. Do we want to do a clip or we just want to get out of here?
No, I'll do the clip.
All right, we'll do the clip. Here's the clip. This is my boy Bogomoyev.
Was he wrestling? Lamtadze?
Lamtadze, yeah.
Oh,
Just
very nice.
yeah, just nice and clean.
Good hand
Just
switch.
nice and clean.
Little elbow peek. Good job
Yeah.
coming to his feet. Shoe heat is just sick.
Yeah.
I like the hand switching. I like the collar tie hand switching. It's very nice. Forehead to the ribs and it slides to the outside. That's just really good.
Yeah,
You know?
dude's good.
Yeah. Has a solid 2 point takedown.
That is a
Bogomoyev.
2 point takedown.
What's Bogomoyev's first name?
Alexander.
Allegedly.
No, that's his name.
Yeah, maybe.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
All right. Well, hopefully everybody has a good Christmas. I can't wait to watch my children open up presents and be excited for 30 minutes and then just move on with their lives. My 1-year-old is going to play with boxes more than she plays with anything else.
Yep. Sounds
So,
sounds about right.
yep,
All right.
yep. But all right, good stuff.
See ya.